war for the Lone Star land begins. To the ranchers, farmers, hunters, and proud Texans who know the land is more than just dirt under your boots, this story is for you. Because across the vast fields and cottonwoods, beneath the endless Texas sky, a silent invasion is raging. Not by outlaws or wildfires, but by something meaner, sneakier, and just as relentless. Feral hogs. Some call them wild pigs. Others know them as the rooters. But whatever the name, these invaders are tearing Texas apart from the inside out. Every night, under the blanket of Texas stars, millions of feral hogs emerge, plowing through crops, forests, and even suburban lawns. By morning, another farm's fencing is down, another pasture churned to mud, another harvest ruined. And the families who built their lives here? They're watching their state change, acre by acre, year after year. Chapter 1. The Unstoppable Invader. The story starts generations ago. Spanish settlers first brought pigs to Texas centuries back, turning them loose to roam and reproduce in the wild. Over time, these domestic animals crossed with wild Eurasian boars, creating a hybrid both rugged and ruthlessly adaptable. When the fencing went up and ranching took over, it was too late. Hogs had already spread, and they kept right on multiplying. Left unchecked, they can triple their population in just a few years. Today, Texas is home to more than 3 million feral hogs, the single largest wild hog population in the United States. From the Red River to the Rio Grande, their tracks mark every county. But it's not just the numbers, it's their destructive power. Each adult hog can weigh up to 400 pounds and eat 10 times as much as native wildlife. Their rooting behavior shreds the land, unearthing crops, trampling seedlings, and creating vast wallows that destroy soil and water quality. Experts estimate that feral hogs cost Texans over $500 million each year in lost crops, damaged fences, wrecked equipment, and rising insurance rates. One farmer in East Texas remembers losing an entire peanut crop in one night. It's like a rototiller with teeth, he says. They come, they destroy, and they vanish before sunrise. Chapter 2. Texas Fights Back. Texas isn't just famous for its size. It's known for its fighting spirit, but beating back a foe like the hog isn't as simple as running them out of town. Feral hogs breed fast, move at night, and eat just about anything. Poisoning is risky because it threatens other wildlife. Simple traps often fail if the hogs sense a threat. Instead, Texas has gotten creative. Counties have organized large-scale hog hunts, offering cash rewards and prizes to anyone who can bring in tails or proof of kills. The state also allows year-round hunting, with virtually no bag limits, day or night. For landowners, it's become a way of life, fixing fences, resetting traps, scouting wallows. Some rely on dogs trained to track and corner hogs in heavy brush. Others use helicopters, flying low at dawn over ranch land and opening fire on packs of pigs racing below. Yet for every 100 hogs taken out, another 150 seem to show up the next week. The Texas Department of Agriculture now calls feral hogs public enemy number 1 for rural communities. Chapter 3. The Wild Hog Battalion. In the heart of Texas, a new kind of posse has taken shape. Trappers, hunters, biologists, and local officials have joined forces, forming what's often called the Wild Hog Battalion. Here's how it works. Counties set up bounty programs, offering cash for every confirmed hog. Experts lead training sessions, teaching locals how to build better traps and use technology like trail cameras and thermal scopes. Even universities have joined in, tracking hog migration patterns and health risks. Since the launch of coordinated efforts, hundreds of thousands of feral hogs have been removed. But the numbers are daunting, and with each year the problem grows. That's why the battalion keeps pushing. Not just hunting, but learning, innovating, and sharing resources. Chapter 4. The Night Hunters. Hog hunting in Texas isn't just a pastime. For many, it's a calling. It starts as night falls, with the heat of the day sinking into endless fields. Off-road vehicles wait at the fence line. Trained hounds bark in their crates, waiting for the signal. Hunters check their rifles, load up coolers, and set out. guided by moonlight and the distant grunts of wild pigs. Using night vision goggles and infrared scopes, the hunters spot dark shapes crossing narrow game trails. One wrong move, and the hogs scatter into impenetrable thickets. The risks are real. Feral hogs are fiercely protective, known to charge when cornered. "There's nothing like the rush of it," says a lifelong Texan, adjusting his headlamp. "When you see a 100-pound sow barreling toward you, your heart starts racing, but you keep your ground. This isn't for sport, it's for survival." Some use bow and arrow for a close, quiet approach. Others rely on high-caliber rifles to get the job done from a distance. All share the same goal: protect the land, preserve the harvest, and pass on a safer world to the next generation. Chapter 5: High-Tech Showdown. In Texas, fighting the hog war is as much about innovation as tradition. Where horses once tracked wild hogs through mesquite, modern ranchers are turning to drones, GIS technology, and smart traps that send alerts when triggered. Helicopter companies offer aerial hunts, said to be the most effective way to make a dent in wild hog populations. Thermal drones sweep the landscape, marking hotspots and tracking large sounders, the term for hog herds, in real time. Gates with remote cameras can be triggered from a distance, closing only when the entire group is inside. Local governments are experimenting with new baits, scents, and traps tested for maximum effectiveness. Even research into hog birth control has begun, studying if reducing reproduction could finally tip the balance. Every pig captured or culled is reported to state and local agencies, data tracked and shared so the battle plan can evolve. Chapter 6: Community and Controversy. But the war isn't without controversy. Some see feral hog hunts as a necessary, even noble cause. Others worry about the risks: stray bullets, injured dogs, and the possibility of harming native wildlife or private property. Local communities hold regular meetings with ranchers, hunters, environmentalists, and law enforcement to set boundaries, share strategies, and keep safety a top priority. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department has issued clear regulations: legal weapons only, landowner permission always, respect for the ecosystem above all. There are even outreach programs teaching children about invasive species, land stewardship, and traditional hunting ethics. For a growing number of young Texans, fighting hogs is now as much about identity as it is about economics. Chapter 7: The Cost of Inaction. The consequences of losing the fight are everywhere. From the Panhandle to the Gulf Coast, feral hogs bulldoze flood barriers, disrupt wildlife preserves, and destroy critical riverbanks, causing soil erosion, water contamination, and loss of habitat for deer, turkey, and songbirds. Farmers have watched profits vanish as cornfields are flattened overnight and cattle risk injury in freshly gouged pastures. Road accidents caused by wild hogs are up across Texas, with deadly crashes on rural highways. More than just a rural nuisance, these animals pose major health risks, spreading diseases like swine brucellosis and pseudorabies to livestock and even people. Every acre lost makes the next hurricane or drought hit harder. Every fence broken is a reminder: the war for Texas land is real and relentless. Chapter 8: Signs of Hope. But even in the darkest times, Texas resilience shines through. In recent years, counties reporting the most aggressive hog management, coordinated community hunts, investment in precision technology, and year-round awareness have started to see signs of recovery. Regrowth in battered grain fields, deer and turkey returning to restored woodlots, reduction in water runoff, and improvement in native grass stands. Hunters and ranchers gather for annual feral hog cleanups, combining hunting with habitat restoration, reseeding pastures, clearing brush, and sharing data on what works. State agencies have begun pilot programs exploring how captured hogs might provide meat to food banks. Some local chefs have even introduced Texas wild boar to their menus, turning a pest into a delicacy. One rancher from the hill country puts it this way: "They thought this land couldn't recover, but we're tougher than the hogs. We keep fighting, and the land always finds a way back." Chapter 9: The Road Ahead. The battle, however, is far from over. Feral hog populations are expanding outward, into Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, and beyond, threatening to replicate the Texas crisis across the South and Midwest. Experts agree on one thing: beating the hogs will take teamwork, technology, better laws, and a renewed respect for the land. Regional partnerships are forming to share resources, unify regulations, and mount cross-border hunts. Universities lead the charge on research and innovation, while local communities double down on boots-on-the-ground effort. The future depends on vigilance, education, and never giving up. One wildlife biologist says, "Hogs will adapt. So must we." The moment we let up is the moment they take back what we've saved. To every Texan, rancher, hunter, teacher, student, or lover of the wild, this fight belongs to us all. The feral hog war isn't just about land or livestock. It's about the spirit of Texas, about defending what matters most and coming together in the face of impossible odds. So what's your story? Have you witnessed the scars left by wild hogs across Texas? Do you have tips, innovations, or experiences to share? Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Smash that like button if you believe Texas deserves to be heard, and make sure to subscribe because every new voice helps us keep these stories alive and the fight going strong. Together, we can turn loss into hope and challenge into action. And maybe, just maybe, one day the Texas night will be still again. Not empty, but flourishing, one hard-won acre at a time. This is the Texas Feral Hog War, and this is only the beginning.